Hi there. So basically, sorry, these totally have a glare. Okay, so basically, for a while, I've been meaning to keep up video journals for like posterity purposes. You get it. My eyes look way blue with this. Whoa. Anyways, you get it. But Um, so anyways, I realized that I haven't actually posted anything or recorded anything for like a year. So I thought that I maybe should. Um, don't look the greatest. That's okay. Just thought I would update on what is going on in my life. In the future, I want to record telling kind of more specific stories from the last few years, but for now, I'm going to kind of give an overview of what has been pretty much going on in my life. Right now, I'm 22. I just turned 22 like 3 weeks ago. Um, right now, Indy, Indy, whatever you want to call him, is at basic training for the Army. He left a little over 2 weeks ago. He's very homesick. I'm living in Orem, Utah, in our little apartment. This doesn't need to be here. In our little apartment. Working as an aide for a girl with cerebral palsy named Julia. I really love that. So that's where I'm at. That's kind of, it's the year 2017, but you'll probably be able to tell that by all the dates on most of these videos. So, I just kind of want to talk about in the last year, what kind of all has happened. So I came home from my mission on June 22nd of 2016. After I came home, I became a CNA. I got my CNA license. I started working in a nursing home, the same one with my mom. She's great. So as a CNA, I was working in a nursing home. I was going to the YSA ward. I was the family home evening planner. I was really good at it, by the way. I was going to church with Heidi. I was living with Heidi for a while. Indy came home from his mission on December 15th or 16th. And by New Year's Eve, we made a New Year's resolution to get married this year. P.S. First New Year's resolution I've ever completed, so pat myself on the back for that one. So we decided to get married on New Year's Eve. We were officially engaged in like February because there were some issues with like the ring. It might have been even March. I can't even remember actually when he actually proposed because we were like already planning the wedding by the time he actually was able to propose. Anyways, we were engaged. He was working. We were all living in the living center. I was living with Heidi. He had other roommates. Although pretty much he also was living with me and Heidi because a little inseparable. We were all hanging out. I was going to Lansing Community College at the beginning of 2017. Let me think. I was in a dance concert. Fun times. So I was dancing. We were planning the wedding on May 26th. That took me really long to remember that date. On May 26th, we were sealed in the Indianapolis temple. Um, that was really awesome. Every girl's dream. So it's a beautiful temple. I'm so glad that we were able to get married in the Indianapolis temple. It was really cool. The receptions were so fun. Oh my gosh, I will have to tell a funny story about Amy Perky and her party planning and my apparently incorrect party planning. So, anyways, that's a story for a different time for sure. So we got married, we had receptions, we went on a honeymoon to Puerto Rico for 10 days. It was awesome. There's tons of pictures, and we had a great time. We got really tan. He got so sunburned. Indy got so sunburned because he hadn't seen the sun for like 3 years. He left Michigan in the wintertime and lived in Sweden for 2 years and then came back in the wintertime. So by the time it was warm and summery and we were in Puerto Rico, he got so sunburned and he got so sunsick. It was kind of funny. I thought it was funny. He'd never been sunsick before. It was pretty cute, actually. So, went on our honeymoon. We came home, stayed with Cassie and Arthur for a few days, and then headed straight out here to Orem. So, we made the trip out here. I started work for the family that I work for, the Reardons. We actually came out here because Indy was going to be going to Utah Valley University. And when we moved here, he was having a really hard time. He was depressed, he wasn't happy, he was upset all the time. We were having a really hard time. Like nothing was working out for him. He was having such a hard time. And I think it's more of a story for him to tell in detail, but long story short, we came to the conclusion that it would be the right choice for us and for him to join the military, the United States Army. It's a decision that was not my first. And I would have a lot of things over this choice. But I cannot deny that it was an answer to our prayers. That this is what Heavenly Father wants us to be doing right now. I believe that that's true. Makes it really hard to have a bad attitude about it because I couldn't exactly say, no, I don't want you to do that, because if he knows that God's telling him to do it, I know that God's telling him to do it. Who am I to argue with that? So I went through with it, and he entered basic training on October 16th. I've been lonely. I'm doing better. The first week was awful. Sleeping by myself in a bed is terrible. I am like an Olympic sleeper. I can sleep anywhere, anytime, but I have not been able to sleep very well since he's been gone. There was one night I got 3 hours of sleep. I didn't go to sleep until 3:30 in the morning, and I woke up at 6:30. And the weirdest thing is that I'm not even tired. I eat out for like every single meal. I did the dishes 2 weeks ago, and there is nothing but silverware in my sink. So that's kind of what it's like when I live by myself. I hate it. Hiram is going to, my littlest brother, Hiram is going to come live with me in January. So that's nice. I get to see Indy for Christmas break in a few weeks. That is really exciting. I get to see my family for Thanksgiving in a few weeks. So, all good stuff. I just think it really sucks because Heidi is on a mission right now. Not very far away from me, but on a mission in the Salt Lake City West mission. And I just think it's really rude that my two favorite people and the only people I want to be friends with and hang out with are both unreachable and unavailable. And it really sucks. And unfortunately, I know it's for my growth and for Indy's growth and for everyone's growth, but I hate it. Um, so yeah, that is kind of a general life update. For records or anything else. Sorry, I look like a mess. Usually, if Indy's home, he can tell me if I look like a mess or a hot mess. So I don't really know what one is right now. Probably just a mess. So that's okay. At least my eyes look really blue in the sweater. It's his, by the way. It smells like him. Oh my gosh. So, anyways, I love you all. Gross. And I hope everyone's doing great.